We'll start with you, Djimon. What appealed to you about the role of Shola?
What appealed to me about the role of Shola is the idea of fundamentally wanting to work with Matthew Vaughn. I thought, I had met with him almost a little over a decade ago, and I thought, seeing a number of his uh, directorial work and uh, was excited to work with him, and of course, Kingsman came about. The original story of the Kingsman came about, uh, and this idea of a fantasy meets a history was just beautiful, and it was a no-brainer for me to join the team. An amazing ensemble cast.
Perfect. And Rhys, what attracted you to this project and made you want to play Rasputin?
What attracted me to this project was first and foremost the name Matthew Vaughn. He's someone whose work I've always admired and loved, and I never thought I'd have the opportunity to work with him. So I was thrilled when this opportunity came about. And to play a historical figure like Rasputin, in a historical satire, drama, comedy, whatever you want to call it. I knew, he's an extraordinary figure anyway, so that was amazing. But I was just really intrigued and excited to see what would happen to him pushed through a Matthew Vaughn kind of sausage machine. And Matthew, hasn't disappointed. He's come up with, it's a very specific, shall we say, Rasputin that could only exist in the Kingsman world, but does refer solidly to the real guy who was himself a fantastical figure.
Djimon, how does Shola fit into the story?
How does Shola fit into the story? We meet Shola early in the story when we're with the Duke of Oxford in Africa, where Shola sort of like early on witnessed the dramatic loss of the the wife of our story, and also having the son, father and son emotional drama played out the way it played out. Of course, Shola upon sort of like having an affinity with the Duke of Oxford, came all the way to Europe with him, and as a result, he became an instrumental part of the creation of the first independent secret agency.
Rhys, can you talk about how Rasputin is characterized and how he plays out in the story? And does he follow history in any way?
Yes, how Rasputin manifests in this film is very exciting. Rasputin himself was a figure who loomed large over Russia, and still after his death, decades later, he still looms large. He was a huge physical presence, a hypnotic presence, a subversive, dangerous, repulsive, attractive, divisive figure. All you know, that list of words alone is an exciting prospect for any actor, you know, and to view or to bring someone like Rasputin to life through the prism of a Matthew Vaughn film is very exciting, you know, and in this case Rasputin has to enter the film, or has to have the presence of a looming weather system, if you like, on the narrative. He is a collection of hundreds of storm clouds that's suddenly kind of gather over Oxford when he comes to St. Petersburg. So yes, you can bend the rules and twist the rules and magnify elements of Rasputin, but really, you know, everything I do in the film is rooted in authenticity, in terms of who Rasputin was. You know, he ate like a wolf. He didn't use cutlery. Crowds would gather to watch him eat. He was hypnotic. He was powerful. He was a healer, arguably. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lasted so long in the Russian court. And he found himself in a position of power in Russia and the world that could literally start or end wars. So all those bits are exciting. The departure for us is that in the film he has a physical language that, without question, the real Rasputin didn't have, or any human being come to that. And that's a wonderful kind of Matthew Vaughn addition to the Rasputin we have in this film.
Could you both speak a little bit about the physical training you did for this film?
Speak about the physical training. It was physical, to say the least. It was a lot. Did not expect that. I mean, I certainly went on the Matthew Vaughn's film thinking, well, you know, this will be, you know, at the level of all the other films, action films that I've done before. So I didn't really think much of it until really starting to get really difficult to play, sort of like work within the choreography of the action, you know, sequence that we had, and it came with a certain level of pain, you know, because it was just difficult to, the physicality was quite challenging, yes.
And if you both had one word to describe the film, what would it be?
Well, what a journey, what a ride, what a...
One word, we only allowed one word.
One word.
One word, pick wisely.
Epic. Yes, epic.
Oh, God. Hysteria.
Hysteria. There you go.
What do you hope audiences take away from the film?
Oh wow! A new look onto the Kingsman. A new look in story. A new look in action. A new look in obviously using the you know this as a backstory. I mean, his story as a backstory was also quite fun and educational, for that matter. And so. Yeah.
I hope audiences, after everything we've been through as a species for the last 2 years, the lockdowns, the vaccines, the rules, the regulations, the great loss, the changes, that we flock back to the cinema and be entertained, thoroughly entertained and moved and thrilled in a crowd of people sitting together watching a light source, gathering around the light source to receive a story and leaving, even if they didn't arrive, leaving hand in hand, arm in arm, saying, honey, it's great to be out again, isn't it?